We're going to be in this area, you know, in the next few years. It really is just a beautiful area, and just to come down and visit.
The price was kind of shocking.
Depending on what you're looking for, there's a lot to do around here.
She didn't charge us for that last night. In Jersey, she would have probably charged an extra.
Guys, we are trying a new campground, and I think we made a mistake.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
But we won't go too hard on it, you know. We'll break it down for you. Before we dive in, we just want to remind you that if you would like to be subscribed to the channel, double check that you are. A lot of people have found themselves unsubscribed. Hit that notification bell so you know when our new videos come out.
Also, we brought back our monthly newsletter, so we're going to put a link down below. If you were signed up a year ago, go back, sign up, because we're using a new service. Not everybody is getting it, but it's once a month. We don't sell anything. It's just our way to give back to you. Also keeps you updated on our latest, where we're going to be, stories, whatever, it's all there. So we're reviewing a new campground. We're going to use the Endless RVing Perfect Campground Review. We'll give you our must-haves, our like-to-haves, our deal breakers, ultimately our cost, and we'll be back here again.
We are currently at the Lynchburg Blue Ridge Parkway KOA Holiday, and this is located in Monroe, Virginia. And the reason we are here is that we are visiting our son down in Liberty University, and we usually stay at Paradise Lake Campground, and we've done a review on that. We'll link that up above. We love that place, but I figured let's give something else a try. There's so many campgrounds in the area. Let's try a different one. So I found this. It's a little bit further away. I figure we'll give it a try.
Several of our subscribers have thanked us for Paradise Lake. That's a really awesome place, but let's get into this place. So the first thing that we always talk about is our must-haves. One of those must-haves are going to be access, right? Like access from the outside, access roads getting in here. There's a lot of back roads to get in here. You're cutting through national forest, a lot of turns, up hills, down hills, plenty of room, but you're going to be on the brakes a lot, climbing down. You got to be awake.
You don't want to break down either because there's no self-service whatsoever.
You don't want to go over the side because it's like right down. Continuing on, the location, we're about 38 minutes from Lynchburg, Virginia. Yeah. That is the major city in the area. You're located here. There's not really much going on in this location for like 10 miles or so. There's not really much going on here. We're going to talk about some of the advantages of that and some of the disadvantages of that as we go further along in this video.
So the next one will be site sizes and getting in and out. Now, getting in is very easy. It's clearly marked on the main road. You see that big KOA sign, always easy to find. You get in, plenty of room pulling in, although I'd like to see it in the summertime or when it's busy. It might get very cramped in that entrance, but we had no problem getting in. It's November. Now, in terms of maneuvering the campground, we got to the site, but, well, first of all, they take you to the site, which is great. It was this guy, he had a kilt on, beard. The guy was awesome. He was so cool, so friendly, and he drove us, you know, in a golf cart to our site, so no problem finding it, because the way it's laid out, it's very odd. It's hard to tell where the actual road is, where the sites start and end. It's different.
One of the reasons being is that everything is gravel. So that's not a bad thing, but all the roads, access roads are gravel, entrance is gravel, all of the sites are gravel.
Yeah.
And some of the sites are not really what normally would be a site. You're like, well, is this a pass through or is this a site? Is this a road? Is this a site? It's kind of weird. So let's talk about our site, specifically B24. Now, if we ever came back here again, which I don't think we will, we wouldn't get B24. The one right next to us, much better, and the ones around. Couple of reasons. Now, it's a large site. It's a back-end site, extremely large. It's not very easy to get in. It looks easier than it actually is because you're navigating, there's a slight turn on it. You're also navigating a lot of trees, especially if you have slides, and then you kind of have to go beyond your hookups, otherwise you can't open your slide. So let's kind of show you all gravel. It's pretty level, guys. I think I was off by maybe 2.5, 3 inches, so that's not a big deal. Now, the site is well kept. The trees are trimmed. It's just tight width-wise. They do give you a table over here. Nothing's broken. It's actually a nice table. You have a fire pit, fire ring, along with a Home Depot bucket, which says fire safety bucket. I don't know what that means, but it's plastic.
They're clean fire pits though, which is good.
Right. Some of the sites are open. Some of them have overhang. Ours has overhang, and that's a problem with the Starlink. We'll talk about that. I usually have that pole mounted Starlink. You can see it's just not going to work here. So I have the Starlink kind of facing through the trees. We'll give you some speeds a little bit later. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You can see the trees are close here. We'll continue down on the driver's side. So you have to navigate. You can't go too far back. You kind of have to be in the right spot, but you see how far we are from our sewer. We had to use the extension. We also had to use a couple different hoses, and we're pretty far out with the power. Now, regarding the facilities themselves, it's in good condition. So you have your 50-30 amp, 15 on each side. If you have an EV, they make sure that you don't charge here because it's going to damage it. Now, we have an EV. We don't have it with us. We charge on the exact same setup, guys.
At home.
I don't know if it's going to damage the grid here, or maybe it damages their electric bill, but you can certainly charge off of your 50 amp.
But don't do it here.
Don't do it here. You do have your water. It looks like there's power here, so I'm assuming that's going to be heated if it gets cold out, but this is not a all year campground. So
the water pressure,
water pressure is not good, about 38 pounds. We have our set at 44 pounds. So I like to, it's actually a big difference between 44 and 38. You do feel that difference when you're inside. Again, different sites. This one, it's nice. It's not ideal for us. Talk about cell signal, guys. On AT&T, it's almost not functional here. So I did a couple speed tests, 1.92 down, but 1.80 up. That's on our phone. That's with the Chester Cheetah. That's just the area. Actually, we have a little bit of cell signal here. It's like 1 bar, really weak 4G. 2 minutes down the road, it's SOS. There's nothing. So if you're going to come here, I don't know how Verizon works. They do offer campground Wi-Fi. It's decent. If you want to stream, we were streaming with it last night, about 26 down now. It did start to get a little bit congested last night. It slowed down a little bit, but there hasn't been a lot of people here. So I would imagine in the summer when there's a lot of people here, that network is going to get bogged down. Let's talk about Starlink. We had to navigate, but of course, if you have Starlink, wide open sky, once we've got it with partial blockage, we're getting 213 down, 24.8 up. Now again, in and out, because as those satellites move around and you have that partial blockage, it could be a problem. But if you have a site like over here, where there's a wide open sky or kind of behind MJ, you'll be fine.
So I was just going to say, if you work from the road or you have videos to upload or anything like that, don't get site 24. Like we said, there's definitely some multiple sites in the campground that are open to the sky. You're going to want to call first and ask for a site that has that open.
Well, we want to make clear, if you have cellular service and it's important,
right.
You're out. You need Starlink
here. I'm talking about Starlink.
Absolutely,
yeah, because
Starlink.
There are sites, if we were in a different site, we would definitely have better use of our Starlink.
Guys, we're able to travel and do all these campground reviews because of our wonderful sponsors. Sponsoring this video is RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. It has allowed us to get great night's sleeps when we're on the road. And what's awesome about RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding is they make RV-specific mattresses. Now, if you own an RV, most of the time, the mattresses are terrible. Ours was no different.
It's horrible. As Izzy said, we get such great sleep on here. And what is wonderful, they have products. If you're a part-timer, they have products for RV, they have products for home. Jason has stuff at school. He's got a cooling pillow. They have weighted blankets, everything you could want. They have sheets. What's wonderful is that they have a 120-night sleep trial. You are not going to be able to tell if you love a mattress within a week. Your body, your back needs to really try it out. Take a few months and really see if that mattress is for you. If you're a full-timer, you can have that mattress delivered right to your site.
Yeah, they're headquartered in the USA. They have all different types of mattresses. So we have the memory foam, the Dream Foam mattress. They also have coils. They have hybrids of coil and memory foam. They also have the new Titan Plus. So if you're larger, heavier, it's made for you guys. That's a direct response from RVers. They're listening to you. When we're at the Hershey RV shows, the first time they set up a display and people were loving it because, I mean, listen, you see it on a lot of RV channels. They're big supporters of RV channels, but when you go lay on it yourself, it sells itself. So if you want more information about RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding, we're going to put the link down below. Also, if you use the discount code,
Endless, you're going to save huge.
Right. Permanent for our channel, 30% off. Now, they do run sales from time to time. It doesn't mean you're not going to get that sale. If you put that discount code and it's more than 30% off, then you'll get whatever the sale is. But we'll put it down below. Go check them out, guys. We've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of subscribers that have bought a mattress and they absolutely love it. We want to thank RVmattress.com for sponsoring this video.
And the last must-have, a lot of you do travel with your pets, either full-time or part-time. We bring Bowser most places with us now, so allow pets is a big one for us. So yes, they do allow pets here. Saw quite a few dogs. Now, moving into our like-to-haves, the first like-to-have is full hookups. We are big boondockers, but we do like to have full hookups at certain times. So we do have full hookups here. As Izzy said, you know, the water pressure is a little, but it's okay. Next one is space. Again, depending on the site that you're in, most of them seem to be around the same size, right? You think? I mean, if you look around, they're typically the same.
Yeah, everything is a little bit tighter here. It's, again, if you're at a state park or somewhere where it's not private, they usually tend to have more room and you usually pay less. We'll talk about that later. KOA is notorious. Everything's kind of packed in. This is not terrible, but you're going to see your neighbor. You have enough length space, but you're going to be right next to them, kind of side to side. Next one we're going to talk about is overhang. Depends on the site. Most sites have a little tree or a couple trees. Our site has quite a few trees, and we are here in the fall. Most of the leaves are down. I would imagine the summer it's going to be a lot tougher to get those starling signals as the leaves are on there. But some sites are more open, so depending on what you need, what you like, you can get something to fit your needs.
And the last like to have is a dog park. They do have the dog park here.
Nice.
Most KOAs do have a dog park. Yeah, this one is nicer. A lot of times we've seen like the Camp K9, they call it. It's kind of run down or very, very small. This doesn't have any equipment in it. There's a couple benches, but it's big. Bowser, I mean, every time we went in there, he was alone. He was happy. He was running and eating grass like he always does. And he was just having a really, really good time. Thumbs up on the dog park here.
Let's talk about the bonuses. So they have, if you don't have an RV or you have our family with RV, you want to camp with them, they have quite a few cabins here, quite a few tent sites. Most of the tent sites are down by the lake, which is another fishing, I don't call it lake, it's a fishing pond. It's stocked.
Catch and release. It's cool.
They have propane, they have laundry, plenty of restrooms that are very clean.
Yeah, a lot of restrooms because, again, you have cabins that don't have restrooms, so they have to have those restrooms there. I do want to mention that this is a KOA holiday, so you have different varieties of KOAs. You have the KOA Journey, which a lot of times doesn't have the amenities that these other ones do because it's kind of a pass-through. Like you're just passing through for a night, right? So then you have the holiday, which is this, which is in the middle. Then you have the resort, which is usually going to have all the amenities. But they have a lot here. They have Gaga Ball. They have the jump pad. It's a much smaller version. They have a basketball net, but it's surrounded by grass and there's nothing really, you know, I don't know what you're going to do with that, but they have like a ping pong table. They have a foosball table. They have
Campground store.
They have a store, which is small but nice. They have a lot of stuff in there and we'll get to the campground employees at the end, but they do have a lot here to do.
Propane, firewood. They also have a cornhole setup. They have a horseshoe setup and they have a pool, which is
have the
closed
pool
right now, but they have a pool. Really important, what a lot of campgrounds don't have, they have overflow parking. So if you come in, you're towing a trailer, although most of these sites will fit a trailer, but if people are visiting, whatever, they have the overflow parking, which is nice.
Yeah, there's a Tiffin Phaeton here that has an enormous trailer behind it. How long do you think that is?
That's probably feet? 30 feet.
Is it more than that?
Yeah, our trailer is like 17 and that's twice the size of it.
It's huge and they fit in their site with, you know, their motorhome and the trailer. Now let's get into the deal breakers. So the first one is going to be breed restrictions. Now, some KOAs do have breed restrictions. That is one reason when we went to Lancaster, we did not stay at the KOA there, which we loved. We went there once when we had a pet sitter. We didn't know they had breed restrictions, so we had called because we wanted to bring the dogs and no, they didn't allow pit bulls. So no longer will be going there.
Somebody's in a comment. They're like, yeah, I agree.
I know. Yes, there are bad dogs in every breed, but that doesn't mean every pit bull is bad. Those of you that have seen or know Bowser, he's the sweetest dog you will ever meet. So luckily here, you don't have breed restrictions. Next is bad reviews. They have a 4.6 Google rating. I disagree a little with the price, which we'll get to for what you get, but yes, I mean, it's a decent place to stay.
It's a good campground. You know. Again, depending on your use, if you come here with a family or you're going out with friends, it's fine. This is all kind of subjective, and this is our opinion on it. We'll give you different options, and that's why we're doing this campground review.
So the next one would be safety of the campground.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty safe place. You're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
We heard cows mooing this morning.
The gates come down at night. They have the person working. They're kind of driving around all day. Like I don't feel unsafe here. It's just a nice area.
And how about landscaping and maintenance is our next one.
Yeah, everything is clean here. Person working here, they're out picking up the garbage. Now,
that's great.
There's not much landscaping going on because it's fall. Most of the things are dormant now, but even the leaves are all kind of blown off into their piles. So I would imagine during the season, this is well kept. It looks well kept.
Now let's talk about the attitude of the campers and the employees. We didn't really meet many campers. We saw a couple, but people have been very courteous here. There was no loud music, kind of off season. So it was pretty calm. We're actually filming this on a Sunday. Everybody left today. I mean, there's just a handful of people.
There's probably 4 RVs here.
I love it. It's so quiet. That's why I can't wait for retirement, because we'll get to experience this more and more. The next thing is the attitude of the staff. Now, I mentioned the guy before that brought us to our site. What a sweetheart, super nice guy. Now, I have to make a point of this. When I went into the office, I walked in. Now, many of you have seen our New Jersey reviews. I walk into the office and you get this. Okay?
Can I help you?
When I went into the office here, hi, how are you? That's exactly what we're talking about. That Southern charm. Hi, how you doing? What's your name? Right? It was great. Very sweet. We talked back and forth. Now, I made a big boo-boo. And this shows how awesome they are. I had booked this for a certain number of nights, not realizing we actually had to take off one of the nights. I forgot to cancel that night in the reservation. And I told her, I said, I'm so sorry, it slipped my mind. She didn't charge us for that last night. In Jersey, she would have probably charged an extra because you screwed up. But no, they just took it off the reservation, which I just thought was really, really nice. You know, they didn't have to do that.
Before we get to the price, one other thing I forgot about the bonus, this is the first time we've seen this, is every site that's full hookup, they have a dog bone step down from 50 to 30 amp. That's pretty awesome. I'm not quite sure why they have that, because most of them are 50, 30 amp hookups, but they have it anyway. It's cabled on there. So let's get into the price.
Now, this is where we were a little, Now, again, I booked this because we wanted to try a different campground, because over the next few years, we'll be occasionally coming down or across, depending where we're living, at, starting next year.
When football starts.
Yeah, we're going to be going to more games.
I know. If they're like they're playing this year, maybe not.
They're having a rough season. I mean, look, they're winning, but
they're 7-2, but it's a very sorry 7-2.
Yeah, anyway. So the price was kind of shocking. This is a price that you would typically see in New Jersey. Now, it is November, so you're not on season here, and we paid $72.95 a night.
Now, I know people are going to say, well, why are you shocked? You know how much it was. Yes, we know how much it was. We know that. But here's the thing, like MJ said, we're not in the Northeast. There's a lot of campgrounds in the area, a lot of state parks. Paradise Lake, I think it was $54, $56 a night, and it's actually kind of a nicer place. And that's not saying that this is not a nice place, but the sites there are nicer. The access to where we need to go to Lynchburg is a lot closer. So again, depending on what you're looking for, what's good about this place, you're right by the Blue Ridge Parkway, by the national park. There's a lot to do around here versus Paradise Lake. There's not, but it all depends on what you want. That's why we do these different campgrounds, and we just give you our feedback. Are you gonna have a bad time coming down here? No, you're not. It's a really nice campground, but we won't be back here.
No, and I almost felt badly, like we were bashing it. I really like the people, and and it's a decent campground, but for the cost and for what you get, we won't be back.
There's just more in the area.
Right.
So we want a couple things from you guys. We want your feedback. Have you been here? Also, what are other campgrounds outside of Paradise Lake that are within like 45 minutes? We know that there's the James River State Park. We're going to stay there. And there's a couple other state parks. But we want feedback because we're going to be in this area, in the next few years, quite a few times. There's a lot there. It's just beautiful. It really is just a beautiful area. And just to come down and visit, it's a really nice area. So we want your feedback. If you like videos like this, guys, to the left of us, we'll put our RV campground reviews playlist. We'll put our RV vlogs playlist. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime. And we'll see you on the road.